Okay, picking up from where we left off, you should have your circuit looking something like this. We have our 555 timer. It's connected. Pin 8 has a wire going to source. Pin 1 has a wire going to ground. And we have a capacitor up here connecting ground and source. So if you haven't gotten this far yet, you should watch the first video in the series. Now, if you're ready to take on the second video, we're going to add one more pin. So we did pin 1, we did pin 8, we took care of the capacitor. The next one we're going to do is pin 2. All right, so we're going to add one more piece to the drawing. Now pin 2 starts looking a little bit more complicated, but again, don't be intimidated. We already have pin 1. We can ignore it, we can ignore pin 8. Let's only pay attention to one wire path at a time. So first thing I'm going to do is take the shortest path. This is easy. This is just a resistor connected by wires from pin 2 to ground. So I'm going to go into my components. I'm going to grab a resistor. Scroll to the top. There's my resistor. Click it, drop it, and I'm going to rotate it sideways. And let's take a look again, just to make sure we're getting it right, where we're putting the resistor. So our resistor is connected to pin 2 and to ground. Pin 2 to ground. So remember, this is pin 1. It has a little white dot on it. So we go down in a counterclockwise direction. So here's pin 2. All right, so I need pin 2 connected by a resistor to ground. So I'm going to take my resistor, and drag it over, and I want to make sure that I'm not snapping it here. Some people will try to add it right to the end of the breadboard, but if we do that, you'll notice it's connected to source, but we want it connected to ground. So I do have to move it over a little bit, and that's fine. So it doesn't matter which hole this pin is connected to, as long as it's connected to the same row as pin 2. So that's it. All I did was add a resistor from pin 2 to ground. Right? Now we can look at the other paths. We can't forget this top path going up here. Right? Now, this object, this component, is called a light dependent resistor, or LDR. So I need to find an LDR in my components. So let's do that. LDR. Another term for an LDR is a photoresistor. So I'm going to scroll down. Believe it or not, this program does have a photocapacitor, or a photoresistor. There it is, LDR, photoresistor. It's this funny looking thing. So I'm going to click on it. And in the picture, it's actually right between, it's right above the 555 timer. Right, so look here, and I've got a space for it up here. So I put it essentially in the same spot. Now, I need, this is where it gets tricky, I need to connect this pin, terminal 1 in this case, to pin 2. And I need to connect terminal 2 over here, like it says here, to source. So I'm going to do that. Okay, do it like I do. Remember, wires are automatic, so all I have to do is click on the terminal, highlight it, click on it, and now I've got a wire stuck to my LDR. All I need to do is I'm just going to plug it into row 6. There. And then row 6 is connected to the LDR, but it's not connected to anything else yet. And I want my LDR connected to row 2, or to pin 2. So I'm going to make another wire, and I'm going to drag it down to pin 2. Now it's all connected. So I'm done with that part, but I can't forget that I need to go from the other side of the LDR over to source. So I'm going to make a wire, go to the breadboard, and then from row 6, I'm going to drag it to source. And that's it. You're done. So far, you have completed this much of the schematic. Nice job. When you're all set, go ahead and go on to the next video or watch this one again if you didn't quite get it all. Okay?